Hi everyone, hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. Just going to dive into XRP once again. Thank you for your support. Okay, be the CoinsKid crew. So I'm actually looking to short XRP over the weekend. As we approach this weekend into next week, there's something in the charts right now that's telling me, okay, I think we've got a short opportunity coming up in XRP. And obviously people don't want to hear that, but I'm always looking to short coins if I spot opportunities, and short XRP and I long XRP. Now I'm not selling my position, I'm not going to swing trade. I'm holding on for dear life. Like I said to you, I think we've got a big macro move here for XRP, but I'm always looking for the opportunities. We shorted that trend line way back when, I think it was around about May, wasn't it? We shorted that, and like a relay to you, I expect to pull back there. It was a massive pullback, but as we come up, there's a couple of god candle back tests that's sitting in wait for XRP again. I'm looking to short it. So one of the key things I'm looking at is the crypto futures block. If we do start to see it flip red, the XRP block just there, if it does flip red, okay, you got a massive warning signal. Now yesterday I did relay to you in the futures blocks in the video, and obviously in the Discord as well. We've got this block that flipped red, and so far that's down 19%. We had another block that flipped red, I think on Friday last week, Mask, that flipped red and that came down 56%. So this little feature that I've created for yourselves, the futures crypto blocks, if you do look at it, and again you can go to the website and look at it, it's the block section on CoinsKid.com. If something goes red and the rest of the market is like that, okay, and it starts to pop out, then it's standing out on its own. Okay, it's not with the entire market, and then you've got to look at it. If you see 5 waves or bearish divergence, and you got a short up. I have another short order on that I've relayed to the CoinsKid crew as well. So jump into the Discord and check out that content right now. Let's dive into the XRP chart, see what we can see. Okay, but if you're looking for more features, if you're looking to be a part of the community, definitely get involved in the CoinsKid Elite. It's an amazing community to be involved in. So taking a quick look at Tether dominance before I do dive into the XRP chart right now. So for me, I would not necessarily be looking to long XRP here. Okay, I'll be looking to increase probability of a short, and the reason is because the inverse correlation playing out between tether dominance and risk, basically, which is your XRP. So at this point here, the green line is XRP, the candlesticks is the tether dominance index. Okay, so if you take a look, the RSI on the 7th of April was really overbought, and this is pretty much where XRP, that buying opportunity, was around about $1.64. Look at that, so beautiful. And we've got the really overbought conditions in the RSI. So this RSI has come all the way back down and found this trend line just there, which is basically where XRP was beginning to run out of a bit of steam on this move to the upside. Okay, so obviously at this point here, this is obviously not where you should be buying XRP, because you can clearly see you've come up the stairs. You should be buying XRP when you see the RSI in the sky on the tether dominance, not necessarily in the floor, which is pretty much where it is right now. So this is why at the moment, if you are buying XRP, if you're feeling FOMO or things like that, I'm always trying to find the pullbacks for you. For example, there was one just there that I relayed to you, the 5 waves down, 1 2 3 4 5, and you've got the RSI which is overbought again as an inverse correlation. So this is where, in this zone here, this is where you buy XRP, not here, which is where a lot of people tend to jump in, and then with that they get wrecked, basically, because they're buying the FOMO, and then it turns around and it retraces. In here, this is exactly where you should be selling XRP, or obviously shorting XRP. So right now there's a little bit of confluence with this potential neckline that we've got, that right here, this is where XRP was beginning to run out of steam before it came in for this correction, as the RSI came back up the stairs into overbought conditions again. You can clearly see this pivot point here is where XRP bottomed. This is where your opportunity to buy XRP was. As this came back down into oversold conditions again, this is pretty much where XRP was running out of steam. Then this came all the way back up, just there, XRP, nice little buying opportunity again to come back up the stairs, and then again it came out and then came back out, and the RSI, boom, lovely buying opportunity again. So as an inverse correlation, when you see the RSI on the 4-hourly time frame in the sky, this is where you've got an increased probability of spot, basically, or longs playing out. So again, just what we're looking at is right now, just like that trigger point there and that trigger point there, this increased probability of some kind of pullback, just there, some kind of pullback that eventually came into the chart. So right now, this is exactly where you are. There's some kind of trend line that we're respecting here in the 4-hourly time frame. And right now, if you take a look, there is a bit of a bullish divergence on the 4-hourly time frame. So right now, you're getting a bullish divergence on the 4-hour, on the RSI, on the tether dominance. So if this thing starts to come back up the stairs, then you would imagine XRP creates a bearish divergence and then begins to come back down the stairs. So right now, you've got an increased probability of a short playing out, because you find support at the bottom for the tether dominance, and this is why I'm going to entertain a short over the next few days leading into the weekend. And if we start to see this break out, we could come back up to this trend line once more, You know, it's basically the same opportunity as that, same opportunity as that, and the same opportunity as that, you know, in time. So keep an eye on the tether dominance, because we seem to be caught in this kind of little channel at the moment where we're expecting this, you know, up and down troughs basically as an inverse correlation. Let's dive into the XRP chart, see what we can see. Okay, so looking at XRP on a Friday time frame at the moment, I think we've seen a nice little 5-wave move up here, and it's almost complete. So this 5-wave move up into a potential God candle back test, I expect some kind of rejection, because 5 waves up you don't buy. I've taught you this. Okay, 5 waves down is where you buy. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like I relayed to you last week, it's a buy, not a short, and right now we're coming up in 5 waves. So technically this could be a bullish impulse, but what goes up must come down. Whenever you see 5 waves to the upside, you do typically retrace that move. So it doesn't mean that I'm expecting something like this for XRP, because I think there's a chance that that was the bottom right there, okay, for XRP, okay, and obviously I could be completely wrong, but this right now for me is where I've got my stop loss. Okay, so basically if we do start to see XRP break down below that support just there, then okay, you're coming even further down here, and there is a bit of a God candle back test around about $1.87 where I put some bids in for XRP. Okay, so again, I'm just accumulating XRP in all of this chip chop sideways, but from this low here, this is the first time in April 7th right there we've seen the 1 pull back 2 into the 3, 4, 5. So we've seen a clean impulsive move right there that could be a leading diagonal. Then from there we've seen this potential A into a B into a C. Now typically with C's we do look for 5 waves. We've got the 1 into the 2 into the 3 into the 4 into the 5. So like I taught you, at the moment what's happening here, we're coming up the stairs and we're retracing a 5-wave move to the downside. And you can clearly see at the moment XRP is pushing up, found resistance on the 236, found resistance on the 382, and the next leg of resistance is $2.3970. And if we do start to push above that, that's your golden ratio right there, which is your God candle back test from that leg there, okay, that push down. So I think there's a little bit of confluence that we may actually get to this level, okay, in the first impulsive move into the golden ratio, and then what we're looking at is some kind of pullback in crypto, some kind of pullback for XRP, where we come up 1, 2, 3, ABC 4, final 5th wave into that God candle back test and your golden ratio around about $2.40, and then we see a rejection right on cue on that neckline. At that point we should come back in some kind of ABC to this low to hold it. Okay, obviously if we lose it, we're down here. Okay, but if we hold this and we start to turn around over the next few weeks into June, late June and July, then we've got the beautiful left shoulder here. Okay, and equally left shoulder, head, sorry, right shoulder. Okay, and obviously some kind of cup and handle pattern at the highs where we do something like that and go, which would be absolutely amazing here. So in theory, if my analysis is correct, we may have seen a 1 expanded flat wave 2, and this may be the formation of a 3rd wave. There's your 1 into a 2 into breakout 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth down the line there for XRP. Okay, so I'll leave you with that, but at the moment this is where me personally I've moved my stops up to $2.05716. If that breaks down, I'm putting bids on this neckline at 186,985, this God candle back test just there. Okay, now where could XRP go to if we come up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves into this golden ratio and the God candle back test, and we see rejection at the $2.40, you know, with the bearish divergence that's building here as well, and obviously the bullish divergence that's building for tether dominance. If we do start to pull back, where could we get some bids in? So it's really simple. You've got God candle back test just there for XRP, where you called up in ascending triangle. Look at that beautiful ascending triangle, and you broke out, and you've never back tested it as support. So technically that would be where I'll put some bids in right there, okay, with my stop loss on this pivot low. So in theory it should look a little bit like this: 1 ABC 2, 3 expanded flat wave 4, final 5th wave into $2.40, ABC back down into this support, and then we go again towards the end of the month. That'd be absolutely amazing if we can see that price structure going forward. Okay, I understand that update. Stay off, stay tuned. If you are looking to trade XRP and jump into this trade with me this short at $2.40, obviously don't be a DJ, don't go in your life savings. I'll try and update you as best I can on that particular short playing out, but don't go in your life savings. Don't use over leverage. I see too many people using over leverage. The links to your exchanges, Lbank and Bybit, they're in the video description. Amazing exchanges. Hope you understand the update. Stay off, stay tuned. Take care everyone. Back to an update on XRP. Bye bye.